Alright, so we're out tonight with an Armasight Apollo Pro long range 640 resolution thermal clip-on. So what that means is you clip the unit on, obviously, in front of a day optic. So you're looking through the back of a unit with a day optic. So it can be ran as a standalone sight as well. You can see in the video that you see in the video here now, there's a reticle. I can see that as well, but I also see my day optic reticle. So that normally when you're running as a clip-on, you turn it off. So now I see just one single crosshair to look at. Just for this video, I'll turn the reticle and the unit back on, so you kind of got an idea of what exactly I'm aiming at. So white hot. You can see top left corner of the screen. It's white hot palette. So everything that's white is hot, obviously. So you can see a herd of cows out there. Some more cows a little bit closer in here. Got some antelope. I know those are antelope because I saw them during the daylight. I couldn't tell you that those were antelope now. I could tell you it's a deer or an antelope, one of the two. If you get a little bit of digital zoom within the unit, you can definitely see it's not my primary target of a coyote. So those antelope are, you got the Silencer Co. Radius weapon mounted laser rangefinder here. Those antelope about 262 yards. Further back, you got some cows out there. They're 564. That radius, I know there's gonna be a lot of questions on that. It's a co-aligned infrared laser, just like any other rangefinder, but it has a visible laser where you sight in the visible laser, which is also co-aligned with the infrared laser, which is your ranging beam. You line it up with your crosshairs and your day optic, basically the offset that it is. So if you have it above your scope with rings that have a rail on the top of them mounted up on top, so you measure the distance between the center of your optic and the center of or where basically the ranging beam is, and you offset it that much at 100 yards. So you're aimed at a bullseye at 100 yards, and you aim the laser 3 inches, 4 inches, whatever it is, higher. So they're co-aligned, so they don't ever cross. If you try to line them up perfectly with your crosshairs, you're intersecting, so it'd only be good for 200-300 yards probably before the beam starts to be pointing at something down lower than your on your scope. But anyway, you can kind of see, just looking around, there's all kinds of hot things out there. I mean, you can see there's some trees, some houses out here. Those houses are, I don't know, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 yards out. That one up on the top of the hill is, looks like it's about 1,600 and change. But anyway, this unit has the capability to switch to different palettes, color palettes. So you can see that one, they call that rain. It's not as easy to see. I don't really know what you want to use that for. Rainbow, still again hard to really make anything out clearly. Fusion, it's getting better. Sometimes that works. I've had some times when that actually looked really good. Can't explain when really. Sepia, or however the hell you say it, getting better. It's usable. Black hot. So I like black hot and white hot. Generally, I stick with white hot. But anyway, there's those options. So you can see the detection is actually pretty damn good. I'm standing up on a tripod here, spinning around, trying not to fall down. Let's see if there's anything else we can see out here tonight. There's some horses and some bulls. More cows. Those cows are about 1900. So you can see the detection is pretty damn good. This is on what you see is 1x. Anytime I really need any magnification, I use the day optic to put an optical zoom on the unit. But the unit does have 2x, 4x, and 8x digital zoom, so there's 2x. See, it's a little bit better. Cuts your quality in half every time you zoom in. So like if you bought a thermal that was a 320 resolution, this is what it would look like on 1x. So good, but not super clear. There's 4. See, it's degrading even worse, and then 8 is just, I don't even know what the hell you'd use 8 for. But I run everything on a 1x on the unit, and then like I said, it's all optical zoom with the day optic. I'm sure there's going to be the question of how much you can get into thermal for some of the ATN stuff, some of the lower end Armasight stuff. A couple grand. Really, to do thermal right, you probably are in the 6 to 7,000 range, which that's pretty high for most people. This particular unit is about 9,200, something like that, retail. It's a lot of money, but it's top of the food chain performance-wise. I'm not really sure you could get your hands on anything that performs much better. It's just really huge and heavy. This unit's about 12 inches long, 3 inches wide, 3 inches tall, and weighs about 3 pounds. So it's pretty damn heavy. But if you step up in price range from here, you actually lose a little bit of quality, but your size of the unit shrinks. So you get into like some of the military grade ones, which I consider this a military grade unit, but the military, like the L3s, they're like 14, start about 14,000. They're a lot smaller and they're a lot more user friendly. There is a pretty, if you don't know what you're doing, a pretty extensive setup involved with this particular unit. I'm not saying that's all thermals, but this unit has the ability to not be mechanically aligned perfectly, so as in scope ring height to the height of the unit looking directly at the screen. You can actually adjust the offset of the screen. So if you're looking at the bottom half of the screen when you first mount it up, you can move the picture down so you got a full view in your scope. But when you do that, you're shifting what you're actually looking at. You're not, there's a cat. You're not actually pointed at what the screen tells you you're pointed at. So it can get pretty crazy and hard to figure out. Oh, that's a rabbit. Never mind. It can get pretty confusing. You basically have to sight it in reverse of what you would do on a traditional scope. So you're not moving, you don't shoot and move the crosshairs or the impact to the aim. You know, so you're not moving your impact hole to where you were aimed at. With this, you shoot and you move the whole screen, the whole world moves. So to get you close. I mean, it's confusing as shit. But anyway, it takes a lot of setup. I would have preferred for this screen to be not movable, and you just have to get the mechanical alignment and live with a little bit of the screen not being visible in the scope, like the top half or the left or something like that, versus being able to adjust it, because it just creates a lot of problems that are hard to figure out. But I've got it finally working, so it was a major pain in the ass, but anyway, yeah, that's just a quick rundown of thermal. Hopefully this fall, get out and get some coyotes, some footage with this, shooting coyotes. We've got night vision I hope to get some footage with. This is just easier because it has a video out and I have a little mini DVR hooked up to it, so it's way easier for me to film and show a through the scope view than it is with night vision. I basically have to get some sort of scope adapter for that. But anyway, that's the quick and dirty on thermal. Yeah, any questions, post them up.